If you went to school in Australia, you've definitely heard of Henry Lawson. But his feminist mum, who managed to push every boundary in 1880s Australia? Probably not. Louisa Lawson was born in 1848 near Goolgong, New South Wales. As a child, she was bright enough that her teachers wanted her to become a pupil teacher. But like most girls back then, she had to leave school early to help support her family. At 18, she married Peter Lawson, a 32-year-old Norwegian sailor turned gold prospector who basically couldn't manage money if his life depended on it. They had 5 kids, including one who died young. Peter, meanwhile, kept driving them between goldfields with nothing to show for it. By 1883, Louisa was over gold prospecting and over Peter. She took her kids and moved to Sydney. She worked whatever job she could to help support them, washing, sewing, even renting out rooms. In 1887, Louisa and Henry managed to get enough money together to buy the radical political newspaper, The Republican, which they ran together under the pen name Archie Lawson. It failed, but it did give her enough experience to launch Dawn in 1888, Australia's first magazine written, edited and published entirely by women. It covered politics, women's rights, divorce reform and workplace equality, alongside more typical topics like fashion and household advice. It was a massive hit. It even had international subscribers. Dawn hired 10 women, which included female printers. As you can probably guess, male unionized printers hated that idea. They tried to organize an advertising boycott and even harass Louisa and her workers on the street. Dawn kept selling anyway, so luckily advertisers really did not give a shit. Louisa also founded the Dawn Club, a space for women to discuss politics and practice their public speaking. At the same time, she joined the Women's Suffrage League, but ended up leaving it for the more left-wing Women's Progressive Association. In 1902, Louisa was instrumental in New South Wales passing the Women's Franchise Bill, which gave women the right to vote in the state, though like its federal counterpart, it excluded Indigenous women. For that, she became known as the mother of suffrage in New South Wales. But her health was beginning to fail. A 1901 tram accident damaged her spine and knee, leaving her unable to work for a year. She did end up returning to Dawn and managed to publish a children's book and some poetry, but the accident marked a sharp decline in her health. Her relationship with the kids, which had always been rocky, got worse, especially with Henry, who was battling alcoholism. By 1905, she had to close Dawn and she quickly fell into isolation and poverty. By 1918, she was showing signs of dementia, which landed her in the mental hospital at Gladesville. She died there in 1920 at 72 and was basically given a pauper's funeral. Henry, whose alcoholism was reaching its peak, would only outlive her by 2 years.